Hear ye, every Wednesday, 7 p.m., KPAO. See and hear, first ever of its kind on TV, Nebraska born and bred, poet and publisher Frank S. O'Neill. Social, ethical, and legal commentary through surrealistic poetry. Connect the dots. For more information, contact Lisa Pelto, 402-884-5995. Like us on Facebook. Bring this to life. There is value to our existence. There are reasons why each of us are born. Our quest to discover those reasons. There are two greatest days of our lives. The first, the day we are born. The second, the day we discover why. Sometimes a man, mature, attentive, never ending, reaches his destiny on a road he chooses not to walk upon. How far will a point of view and belief system go to prove dominion? Sawatikap, welcome and greetings to all of you who have taken the time to view part 6 of my 12-part series, Shut Up and Dance. The title of today's show is based upon my poem, Is It Clear I Have No Fear? Fear. What is it? Fear. Can you see it? Feel it? Touch it? Taste it? Can you hear fear? Can you breed fear and concede to fear? What is the relationship of fear to man? And more importantly, what is the relationship of fear with man and civilization and God? What stands before you is who? Query. Who commands? Is there, in our case of query here, could we just come to the unique understanding and agree we all fear? But do we fear cradle to grave? And it is to this I direct your attention. For every action, there is an opposite, a direct and equal reaction. A sign at the beginning of life is the cry of a newborn babe. It is a signal the cry of entry to a new world and environment, joy and new life, as well as fear. Simply because, as a babe, I say, where am I? I was just chilling, and bada bing, bada bang, bada boom, hello. The relationship of fear to man. I submit my poem, I have seen the enemy, and he is I. I have seen the enemy, and he is I. Not some pie in the sky. Ours is not to reason why. Ours is only to do or die. No other reality to question or pry. Is there no other wonder to counter or rationalize pie? I have seen the enemy, and he is I. A conundrum which exacerbates the complexity of psychoanalysis, I decry. Who can defy the omnipresent I? Who can prescribe the omnipresent I? Who can identify the omnipresent I? I have seen the enemy, and he is I. The most unique form and entity in the universe, says I. The most extraordinary being of animal, says I. The most blessed in the kingdom, says I. I have seen the enemy, and he is I. When you gaze upon a reflection, where is I? When you peer into the sky, where is I? When you see the glory of beauty, where is I? For the complexity of the confluence of I, for the balance of the sun, the moon, the light, the shade of I, for the zest of the quest to discover the real reality of I, for the quintessential question facing all humanity of I. Ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be open to you. I have seen the enemy, and he is I. Can you see? Or are you still in wonder to counter or rationalize pie? Feel me? Our being is the hurdle to fear. The first conflict with fear, I, with all of the complexities, good versus evil, right versus wrong, it is me who measures, who quantifies fear. For example, a newborn babe will show fear when placed in the arms of a stranger. As a child grows to school age, we begin to see the association to different environments. To achieve success, one must first believe he can achieve. And thus, each one of us must possess this resolve to defeat fear. What is the relationship of fear with man and civilization and God? The interplay of God, man, civilization, virtue, law, and education dance before us. Who has claim? Indigenous, indentured, privileged, or slaves? If purity, absence of color, is the diminutive right to rule, if groupthink asserts the methodology, the sociality, the modality, and anthropology, therefore, fear is the authority to rule mankind. What are needed to rule mankind? Authority, order, and fear. The ultimate conflict, and it is he that is endless, pulls the string. Man is still wrapped up in the struggle of bravado, self-ego-centric cretinism. You see, we, civilization, have made advancements to the heavens. You name a field: technology, housing, all the successes we have come and evolved from caveman days. But as the inhabitants of a planet, given all these successes, enrichment, nourishment, fear has encapsulated the world. Fear is that dry rot which suffocates the effervescence of life, leaving man, if he survives, paranoid of his own shadow. Fear needs conflict and man to exist. Man does not need fear. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. Authority, order, bond with fear. It's too easy. It's cheap. Killing is easy. It's living in life that's hard. That'll check your high. As we then travel in our journey, if we are compelled to seek, in my humble opinion, prosperity in a representative form of government and society, it has been widely reported that a scientist, Mr. Albert Einstein, was a genius. And as this genius, I am at loss to think, according to those, that Albert Einstein only used 10% of his brain and his brilliance. We are still discussing. He did not engage with fear. Why do you? Fear needs man and conflict to exist. Man does not need fear to exist. Things that make you go, In our struggle with fear, we are introduced at birth. I submit, cradle to grave fear is our undoing. We are living in that experience as I speak. There is no equity being expressed with life in and of itself. We are set to believe. It is very well true that at any given moment, we can be called back to our Creator. And at every given moment, we all experience fear. That is a given. However, to allow this emotion with both physical and psychological detrimental harm to our own individuality, why do we submit? Submission is not a thing where I have to or I should not have to. If I give up, I submit. But what tools in my bag do I have to fight fear? And in order to have tools in my bag, I must be in an environment that gives me the tools so that I can combat fear. Therefore, cradle to grave fear is that there is no tool in that bucket, on that belt, on our back as a sling of arrows if we have none of those. What expectation can we have to combat fear? In my poem, is it clear? I have no fear. Is it clear? I sip rather than gulp my beer to savor the brewmaster's quality and enjoy in the frivolity of the morphology of fear. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Fear is a chic we seek to peak and encapsulate the apprehensiveness to possess the madness of commonplace reality. Normality foreboding, masses total infamy to emasculate me, breed distrust, jealousy. Women replace men as sovereign heads of the family. Boys with toys beating women as manly. We do not snitch, to which we deny God, life, and family. Exactly how much more grand is this chic? Are we that meek that we seek, dare not peak, yet reek of weak? The beauty of life is the equity we profess in existence. I can't just walk away. What if I died? What did I give? I hope it is an answer so you might live. Mature, attentive, never ending is the ending. Fear. So to you, the chic, I draw this last taste of my beer to clear my toe up from the flow up design, to climb and begin to see the futility of the frivolity ideology I copped exclusively to you. Don't let the door hit you. I subscribe to life. Enough is enough. Is it clear? I sip rather than gulp my beer to savor the brewmaster's quality and enjoying actuality, reality, embracing spirituality, to nurture, to rapture, to capture. There is a peace inside your soul. Let it be your friend. Swatika.